Hi YouTube, it's me, Laylee, and this is going to be my first sketchbook tour. So this sketchbook took me a bit over a year to do. I started early May 2016 and I'm just now finishing at the end of July 2017. I'm not really someone who keeps up with drawing every day, and then I also do a lot of drawing outside of my sketchbook and I don't like paste it back in or anything, so it takes me a little bit longer to do these. For this I used a Pentalic Traveler. It's 8.5 by 5.5, so if you open it up to do a spread it'll be letter sized, and it had 80 sheets, so 160 pages, so that might also be part of why it took me so long. It is made for drawing, so if you're going to be doing a lot of watercoloring, I would probably suggest getting something else because it doesn't take watercolor very well. This is probably one of my favorite things in here, which is good. You know, start the first page off strong, and this was done with gouache and water brush pens. That's why it's kind of transparent in a couple places. Little pasted in self-portrait and a name tag on this big leaf I found. Practical sketches. I'm not a mermaid person, but I like this part a lot, so I'd like to do some more pieces where it's gold accenting just grayscale or even just black and white. Griffin vultures done in watered down gouache. Chloe and Hallie. This sketchbook isn't chronological, so this is actually the first time I used gouache outside of class, and so I was just kind of learning how to use it. Lots of hand studies, random face, practicing a goat before painting it. This I do a couple of times later because I liked it a lot right here. If something just can't be saved, I'll just cover it in black ink and do a little white sketch over it. This was my first D&D character. She was a nature cleric. Whenever I start playing D&D again, a lot of the pages end up being dedicated to just D&D stuff. Just some figure studies, some sweets. A little cousins, done a little gouache sketch. Again, more Philea D&D stuff. Keys. This page, it's pretty empty and it only has mechanical pencil, but I really liked how all these sketches were and how loose they were, so I didn't want to go back and do anything to it. Same here. This is pretty simple, but I liked how it was. Didn't want to overdo it. I like to paste a lot of the pieces I did during the course of the sketchbook back into it later, especially if I did thumbnails or sketches inside the sketchbook. D&D NPCs, more NPCs for a different campaign though. More stuff for Philea, another Philea, some nature-y, little tiefling. Quick fan art of Seymour from Final Fantasy X. I started playing it again, so wanted to give love to my favorite character. Another NPC. This is a sketch dump. I have a couple pages where I'll just kind of leave them to be the messy pages. It kind of makes it easier to be neat on the rest. More NPCs. This was about when I first started seeing people using Procreate or just general digital software to go over traditional sketches, so I wanted to give it a shot. In the end, I didn't do much more of this. Just a weird tiefling. Not a fan of it, but I like the concept, so I'll leave it as is. I'll probably work on it more in the future. Oh, these were some sticker ideas I had. I really like this pastel 10. And just, yeah, pasting in art that I finished. I liked how the palettes for these two worked out, especially since I didn't do this with this side in mind. I did this outside of my sketchbook and then pasted it over something that was on that page. Wyland from Six of Crows, serigraphy notes. I really like that thumbnail right there. More stuff for planning screen prints. These poses. This thing's got a big forehead. In the future, I want to do more of these. It's really good for practicing value, and I just like the look of, just grayscale. Some doodles. I want to do more kind of outfit doodles in my next one too, to just help me draw every day. I'll tag who this is, like right here-ish, adorned by Chai. These were the sketches that went into a screen print. I'll show it later. I have a page of them. More poses, a little summary marker sketch, more serigraphy planning. This was the kind of costume idea for my second D&D character, and it'll come more into play later. Again, this isn't chronological. I generally go from front to back, but I also go back to the front and erase stuff or cover things and work in that direction again, so it makes things go out of order. This is the print I was talking about earlier that I showed 2 of the little sketches for. I wanted to put all of my screen prints, like little tiny pictures of them here, so I could see things that were kind of consistent and work on making a more cohesive portfolio, especially when it comes to color choices. Plans for a little triptych, really working on the colors and the kind of vibes I wanted to come from them, and then how they turned out. This was a wild dream I had on November 18th. This little demon lady would come whenever anyone sang or played the song at the end of Finding Nemo. So, if you hear that song, run. A little planning to go into this illustration, and then these tabs over here are leaves. I like that. Courtyard sketch, some mountains, another set of screen prints, the drawing I used when I did this garnet fan art, and then same situation here, under there. Thumbnails that went into this. I will find a way to tag these 2. My friends Michelle, Cece, and I did a little thing where we all drew each other and then made a grid of, I don't know, like 9 pictures and who drew who and things like that. And then just practicing signing again. Something ugly under here. Yeah, not a fan. A little Pokemon trainer, tiefling sketch. A lot of the time in this I was practicing going straight into using pen, because that's not something I do. I generally draw in pencil first. So, like, here goes another page of it. That was something I worked on a lot, and a lot of the things I didn't like were done like that because I'm just not very good at it yet. Second D&D character design, mustard. Working on it again. Poses. Don't like this up here, but I do like this fish down here. This was originally done in just pen, but it didn't have enough punch, so I went back over it with watercolor, and then it just didn't have enough happening down here, so I just reused the page. It's a Shomaru and some nice winter wear, matching Kagura. The marker bled through, so I just wanted to, I don't know, find out something to do with it. This is a weird page. This was a little figurine on a desk, and I was drawing it. And we just will leave that one alone. Little living room sketch. My earth on this is a little bit lacking, but you win some, you lose some. As far as the spreads in this go, this one is probably one of my favorites. Again, practicing mustard and practicing working in pen. This over here was inspired by Ghetto Boy by Tinashe on Night Ride. Poses. This was my final sketch for mustard. And then this, man, she's got legs for days. So sometimes if you're drawing and you're looking at it like this, because it's on a flat surface and you're not, it's hard to tell how ridiculously long it is if you put it the right way. So, word of warning, always double check the leg length on stuff. The Brazos monkey and a little wizard character inspired by the Brazos monkey. This is another fave page. Thumbnail sketch, finished thing, which was done in acrylic. Here, just doing some little portrait sketches. I wanted to try drawing more male faces, so that's what a lot of these were. Backup character in case Mustard dies. I was gonna cosplay Katara, so I did a little sketch of her, and then I ended up making it into a full watercolor. In the end, I cut my hair, so I went as Korra instead. So, not a fan of this. I was trying to do like a nice self-portrait so I could have it as my icon on Instagram, but missed out on the nice part. This is all KK Harris doing her milkshake choreography at Urban Dance Camp. There we go. She's my favorite dancer and choreographer, so every sketchbook I have at least a page of just drawing her while she's dancing. Cover up. This was the second one I did like this, where I covered it in black and then went in with white, and I really liked how this one turned out. Little dairy cow done the same way. Again, the little preliminary sketches, then real thing. Practicing poses for when I was doing this series and how I wanted the little geometric panels going in the background. Same deal here. I want to go in and take the same characters that I was drawing for that previous series and make stickers from them, but I'm not done with the series, so I have to leave this kind of empty so I can work on that. In story, Mustard got turned into a stout halfling, so that's what that's about. More practicing pen sketches for my polyhedral terrarium dice. There we go. And that was really hard for me to wrap my brain around, so I had to practice drawing the shapes a lot before doing it. More NPCs. After doing this, I had to come over and do this because I realized I needed faster ways to draw noses really easily, so I was kind of just practicing quick ways to get a good nose shape down. I don't know why I had this little x-ray box going, but I did, and I want to try doing this some more, which is kind of having a lot of watercolor like bleeding into each other. Sketch. This was the sketch I took in to get my tattoo done. More concepts and NPCs for D&D campaign. Not so great thing of Howl. These animals, they're called kudus. They're kind of antelope, and they have these huge spiraling antlers. You should look them up. They're pretty neat. I'm gonna do this later. I'm probably gonna make these bigger marker illustrations and then make them into a sticker set of girls and their dogs. More NPC sketches, not so great one over here. This is an idea for a D&D themed illustration that I'll probably still do, and then I want to also do some little item-based sticker sets to go with it. And then I think that's the last thing in here. I had a couple pages left, but I figured I just did like 70. I can just leave those empty. So yeah, that's my sketchbook. I hope you liked it. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you really, really enjoyed it, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. But I don't know when that'll be, just to be honest. We'll figure that out. Anyways, I'm planning on scanning this in at some point and making a PDF that will be available on my Gumroad of the whole thing. So if you're interested in seeing that, probably keep tabs on my Instagram, because that's where I'll update the next step of the way, or say when I'm doing it or when it's ready to go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Have a good day.